So let's go ahead and begin our practice today. You will need, we have wildlife here. You will need a couple of blocks just because I like to use them. They always enhance the postures as well as giving us a little bit more space for that alignment. So go ahead and grab your blocks if you have them. And let's come into our Sukhasana, that seated upright pose, that easy seated upright pose. Your legs can be crossed like mine, or you can go ahead and extend them out, whatever is most comfortable for you. If you have knee issues, go ahead and slide the blocks. Sorry, little pooch. Slide the blocks underneath your knees. It just gives that little added support here. So let's take a moment to begin to arrive in our space. And I invite you to just simply close your eyes. Maybe rest your palms on your knees, rotating your palms downward, creating that grounding sensation here. And as you are seated, take a moment to arrive. Bringing that attention to your breath. Just be aware if it feels like it feels a little shallow today. If so, see if you can deepen that breath. Full inhale, full exhale. And then begin to shift your awareness to your physical body. Notice if there is perhaps any area that you're holding tension. Maybe it's your shoulders today. See if you can kind of soften them. Maybe it's your hips or your glutes that you're holding really tight right here. See if you can let them release or soften. All the while staying with that nice, smooth, easy breath. And then let's take a nice big breath in through our nose, filling up. And an open mouth exhale. Let your breath go. And repeating that inhale through our nose. And an open mouth exhale. This time, as you inhale through your nose, let's seal our lips, breathing in through our nose, sipping in that extra breath at the top. And then as you exhale, let's exhale through our nose, creating that oceanic sound in the back of our throat, our Ujjayi Pranayama. I like to refer to that as our meditative breath. And so anytime that we're moving on our mat today and your mind starts to wander or other thoughts seem to take over, I invite you to return to that breath. Allow it to anchor and draw you back onto your mat. And then as we take our next breath, let's begin to bring our palms together at heart center. And the mudra of Anjali here, just kind of press them together. And as you press them together, create a little length in your spine as you breathe in, lifting through the crown of your head. And then on the exhale, slowly begin to release your chin towards the tips of your fingers, feeling the back of your neck. keeping your shoulders soft. Lovely, beautiful stretch. And then as we breathe together, let's take our first sun breath, lifting our hands up towards the sky and allowing our gaze to follow our hands, maybe blinking open our eyes if they were closed. And at the very top, I want you to reach your fingertips up towards the sky, finding that length through your side body here. And then rotating our palms outward. Let's exhale, lowering our hands to the mat as we release our chin towards the chest. Just wakening our shoulders, feeling them start to move, and then rotating our palms up towards the sky. Let's inhale, sweep our hands up. So while here, let's take a breath in, lengthening through our spine. And then exhale. We're just going to hold it right here. And then slowly, as we take our next breath, let's let our chin come to the center here. And then we're going to cross it over to our left shoulder. And on the exhale, let's release our chin to our left shoulder. And just kind of feel that beautiful stretch happening here. And then on the inhale, let's come upright, releasing our left hand. We're going to unwind everything to the center, opening our arms nice and wide, chin lifts, maybe rotating our thumbs towards the back edge of our mat. And then exhale, let's spiral our arms. This time we're releasing our chin to our chest. So as you spiral your arms, I want you to feel the shoulders. And then opening our arms one more time. This time we're opening our thumbs to the back edge of our mat as if we're welcoming in this beautiful, glorious day. Big breath in. And then exhale, let's slowly bring our palms together at heart center. Perfect. And then let's just take a moment here. We're gonna switch our legs. So if you have your right leg crossed in front, we're just gonna extend both legs out and maybe point and flex your feet to release them just for a moment. And then slowly recross your legs, sending that opposite leg in front. And this does feel perhaps a little awkward, and that's okay. So we're just gonna adjust our seat here. And then starting with our palms, bringing them back into our heart space, that mudra of Anjali here. On the inhale, let's send our arms nice and wide, chin lifts, big breath in. And on the exhale, let's spiral our arms, releasing our chin to our chest. Inhaling, opening our arms nice and wide, and then sweeping both hands up towards the sky, again, finding that long side body here. On the exhale, let's take our twist now towards the left, releasing that right hand to your left knee. Left hand is just behind you for support. So on the inhale, we lengthen through our spine here. Allow the right sits bone to stay nice and anchored here. And just hold on the exhale. And then slowly on the inhale, let's take our chin again towards the short edge of our mat to the center. And then crossing the center line over to our right shoulder, where we exhale, releasing our chin to our shoulder. Beautiful. And then slowly, let's come upright, releasing the right hand. We're just going to unwind everything again to the center here. Arms go nice and wide, chin lifts, big breath in. And on the exhale, this time we're going to sweep our hands behind us. And as you do so, interlace your fingers, drawing your knuckles down towards the mat. So we're opening that heart space a little bit more, maybe feeling that gentle awakening across the front of our body here. And then exhale, let's take a gentle hinge from our hips. And as we hinge forward just a little bit, maybe play around here, maybe lift your hands, maybe keep them lowered on your back, whatever feels okay for the moment right here. I just want you to stay with your breath, feeling this beautiful stretch across into our shoulder area, maybe even through your lower back and your outer hip area. And then as if you're drawing your knuckles towards the mat, let that draw your heart as you lift up. Come back to upright. Beautiful, releasing our hands. Let's take a big circle with our arms, reaching all the way up. Bring our palms together and exhaling our hands down to our heart space. Perfect. And then just taking a moment here, let's extend both legs out in front. So this is just a beautiful way to feel our legs starting to awaken here. And with our legs extended out in front, let's go ahead and point or flex our feet first. And then go ahead and point your toes. And then flex. And then point. And then flexing here, let's lift the right leg. And maybe you need your hand to give it a little support, but we're going to lift our right leg and cross it over the left. As you cross it over the left, see if you can line the pinky toes up. It won't, because of course the crossing over and the adjustment of our hips and so on. But from here, we want to just lengthen through our spine. And then exhale, we're going to take a little fold. You'll start to feel this up the back of your left leg, maybe into your lower back, but we want that left leg to be heavy. So we don't want to squeeze it tight right here. We just kind of want to let it go. Feeling that beautiful stretch, gentle here. And then let's slowly walk our hands back up, coming upright, and just lift the right leg and lower. And then just point your toes and flex and point and flex. And this time, let's lift the left leg. You'll start to feel that hip flexor, your quads engaged right here. We're just going to sweep it over the right leg and cross over the right leg. And you can bend your knees. You can also place a block under your knees so it'll give you that little bit of support if you need to. So with our toes, our pinky toes, like we're trying to line them up here. Take a nice big breath in. So we're lengthening into that spine area. And we're just going to take that same fold here. So as we fold forward or hinge forward, you start to feel this deeper stretch. And again, always be aware of how it's feeling. We always want the stretch to feel welcomed or good and not a painful stretch, not where we go, ow, So be mindful of that. And this is your practice. So it's really important that you pay attention to how you feel. And since I don't get to know anything really about what's going on in your world, this is really important for you to be your own advocate. So let's slowly start to rise on up. Perfect. Let's uncross the left, the right. Perfect. And then we're just going to move on to our hands and knees into our tabletop. And if you have a little furry friend, you can keep them on the mat, or you can maybe ask them to step aside, or you can use them as a block. So this is Olive, and she thinks she's my yogi. So let's come into our tabletop right here. Our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and we're just going to move through some simple cow-cat postures. Let's begin with our cow, and as we take our first cow, release your belly button down towards the mat, and feeling that beautiful stretch through the front of your body. Maybe allow your lower jaw to wiggle, and you'll start to feel it even a little differently. On the exhale, let's draw our belly button into our spine, our chin to our chest. So we're rounding into our cat pose here. Press through your palms and see if you can create more of a dome into that shoulder area. Beautiful stretch right here. And then let's repeat that. So inhaling through to our cow. Maybe lift your hips a little. Just kind of explore what feels good to you. And on the exhale, let's take our cat pose here. And one more time, inhale through to our cow. And exhale, take our cat pose. And then slowly coming into our neutral spine right here. Let's slowly awaken the lower half. We already did a little bit, but from here, I also like to move into a little bit of hip flexor. So let's extend the right leg out from behind us and really flex the toes, drawing the toes down towards the mat. So your hips are nice and level here. And we're just going to lift and lower and lift and lower. Lift the right leg and lower all the way down the 5 toes completely to the mat. And just take a moment, shift your weight into that extended leg. So you're really pressing through the back of your right leg, feeling that deeper stretch. And we're going to shift forward into our wrists. So you're taking a deeper flexion through your wrists. Be mindful of how you feel and how your wrists work for you. And coming back into that center area, shoulders over our wrists. Let's inhale, lift the right leg behind us. And we're going to engage the core right here. As we engage the core, it allows us to start to lift the left fingertips. So as you lift the left fingertips, we're going to draw the belly button in and then slowly reach our left hand out in front, really finding that core, finding that balance here. Lift, reach those left fingertips far away as you press the right heel behind you. And then on the exhale, let's draw the left elbow in as we draw the right knee in. So we're just kind of bringing them into the center. Maybe you connect right here, maybe not, that's okay. Inhale, let's extend and lengthen. And exhale, let's draw it in. Core is strong. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Here's where the challenge comes in. Start to bend that right knee. Bending the right knee, we're going to sweep our left hand back towards our right foot. As you sweep it back, maybe you make a connection with the right foot. Maybe not. If not, that's okay. We just place our left hand in the small of our back, being very mindful of that right shoulder. We want to be strong right here. So we're avoiding the collapse. We're strong and pressing through that right palm. And then slowly, let's release this, extending everything nice and long. Just kind of stretch it out one more time. And exhale, hand and knee to the mat. Perfect. We're just going to allow our right wrist to release. So I like to flip my wrist over and then wiggle my fingers. So if that feels okay to you, give it a try or do what feels best to you. So maybe your hand feels like it feels good to move it, whatever release you need. Go ahead and do that for that right wrist. And then we're just going to come back into our tabletop. And let's take this on the left side. So let's extend that left leg nice and long. And we're going to, again, dial the toes down towards the mat. So we're creating that level hips right here. And let's lift that left leg a little higher and then lower it and lift and lower and lift. And this time on the lower, we're taking all 5 toes to the mat, stacking that heel over the toes. Begin to shift your weight into the extended leg. Again, pressing through that heel, feeling that beautiful stretch up the back of your left leg. And then as we shift forward, you'll start to feel the wrists. And this is really a great stretch for our wrists. I don't know about you, but as we work on technology or with technology, phones, computers, our wrists, we lose that flexibility in our wrists. So this is just a really great way to keep our wrists mobile. So coming back into this neutral space right here, let's lift the left leg nice and long, toes down towards the mat, engage the core, feel that core drawing in. And then as you do so, you'll be able to start popping up onto your right fingertips and slowly extend that right arm out in front as if you're reaching across the room. Big breath in, shoulder on the left side is strong, and exhale. Let's bend our left knee and right elbow, drawing it into the center. You can go olive and extend. We're lengthening here. And exhale, let's draw it in. Extend and lengthen. Here's where we're going to hold it and engage the core a little bit strong. The challenge comes as we bend the left knee. And again, you can rotate that right hand and sweep it to the back towards your left foot. You may make the connection, you may not, it's okay. If not, we place our right hand in that place where it can kind of rest. And we're just going to feel this for a moment. Nice big breath. Beautiful. Exhale. Inhale, let's release this, extending the right arm, left leg, reaching, pressing the left heel. Exhale, hand to the mat, knee to the mat. Again, take a moment, release that left wrist. Maybe flip your hand, wiggle your fingers, kind of bring a little relief. Sometimes people like to shake them, so do what feels best. And then slowly, let's come back into our tabletop. And from here in our tabletop, we're going to move into our first really and only down dog. So I want you to be very mindful. Down dog is a beautiful pose, but it can be a little challenging. So if it's not in your practice and it's a lot on your shoulders or your wrists or whatever is going on in your body, honor that. It's okay. So from here, we're going to keep our hands where they are underneath our shoulders, and we're just going to start to tuck our toes. As we tuck our toes, we're going to engage the core. By engaging the core, it allows us to press through our palms and start to lift those hips. As you lift your hips, I want your knees to stay nice and bent, lifting the hips, and then shift your hips up towards the sky, if you will. Knees can be bent here. And then once you arrive to where you're not able to lift your hips any higher, then we start to slowly begin to straighten our legs or release our heels down towards the mat. Now, for some of us, this is a really deep stretch where our heels may never touch the mat, and that is totally fine. And for some, this may come super easy, and you may find that it's not a deep enough stretch. For those folks, I want you to allow yourselves saddle in this pose. And you're really just connecting with this mat beneath you, hands, your feet. And as you find your breath, notice, are you taking a shallow breath? Are you able to maintain that nice, beautiful, deep breath in and a nice breath out? And then slowly from here, let's shift our gaze up towards our hands. You may bend your knees if you'd like. And then we're just going to walk our feet up towards our wrists. So walking our feet up towards our wrists, we want our feet to be about hip width apart, maybe a little wider. And then slowly come into this nice full fold. Our knees soft, our hands maybe to the mat. Our hands can hold opposite elbows here, but I want you to let your head get heavy here, almost like you're letting everything go, just kind of spilling down off your back onto the mat. This is a beautiful pose for anybody who has, actually, it's really good for anxiety, or if you have nerves, this is a great calming posture. So just take a moment here. Maybe pedal your knees out, take what you need. And then slowly we're going to heel toe our feet together. So a little bit closer together, maybe underneath our hips at this point. And then finding a block, whether you have one nearby, you may want it, you may not. Finding your block, I want you to place it in front of your right foot if you would like. If not, you can place your hand on the mat. So with our hand on the block, low, medium, or high setting, let's start to bend that right knee. Bending the right knee, and we're just going to gently peel this left hand. As we peel our left hand up, we're taking this beautiful open stretch. Our left hand reaches all the way up, and we're feeling this rotation through our core. Our gaze goes to the left, or maybe up towards your left thumb. And then exhale, let's lower our left hand, and we're just gonna change sides. So moving the block over to our left side, place the left hand on the block, give a gentle bend here in your left knee, and then press the left palm as if you're pressing it so that you can peel this right hand up, taking this nice open twist here. Right hand reaches all the way up. Beautiful stretch right here. Feel that right shoulder. Oh, lovely. And then exhale. Let's lower our right hand down to the mat. Moving the block off to the side and heel to your feet a little closer. Let's root through our feet, just kind of like we're drawing up that energy from the mat. And as you do so, we're slowly going to rise, that root to rise, and really be mindful here, nice and slow. Notice how you're feeling. Nice and slow gives us that steady. And then make a big circle with our arms as we reach up to the sky, bringing our palms together just for a moment here. And then exhaling our hands down to our heart space. Just take a moment. Kind of setting the intention, our sankalpa for our practice, if you will. It's just kind of giving us something to focus on as we move on our mat today. Whether it's a wish, maybe it's a dedication, maybe it's just a word. But kind of let that resonate with you for just a moment. And then let's take a nice big breath in here. At the top of your breath, if your eyes were closed, let's blink them open. And then exhaling our hands down by our sides here. We are in our Tadasana. We are ready. Let's begin here on the inhale. Let's reach our hands up towards the sky today. Big breath in, and on the exhale, let's fold, taking that full fold. So we're hinging from our hips here. And I like to bring my hands through heart center, but you can also take them wide like a swan dive. So as you fold here, placing your hands on blocks or the mat, let's inhale to our half lift, bringing our hands to our shin or our thighs, finding that length in our spine, reaching your tailbone to the back edge of the mat. The crown of your head is reaching forward, and exhale, let's fold. Rooting into our feet, that gentle bend in our knees. Our spine or our thighs, and then exhale, let's fold. And then rooting into our feet, let's slowly rise on up, our arms circle wide, palms together, exhaling, hands down to our heart space right here. Let's add on, we're gonna send that left foot back. And as you send the left foot back, we're gonna spiral the left heel down. And with our hands on our hips, just taking a moment, we're gonna find that warrior one. Start to bend the right knee. So as you bend the right knee, your left hip wants to open wide. See if you can draw that left hip flexor forward, drawing the right femur into your hip. So you're almost creating this squaring of your hips. It's absolutely impossible, but this is where our alignment, we're thinking, right? So with our hands on our hips, see if you can lift the arch of your left foot. Ha, press into the back edge of your left foot. Yes, here's where you find the challenge. We're going to add our arms. So if you'd like to, let's begin to lift our hands up towards the sky and find that full glorious warrior one, hands reaching, shoulders soft. Let them soften. We want to crunch them up by our ears. Not today. Beautiful. On the exhale, we're going to sweep our arms behind us. As we sweep our arms behind us, let's interlace our fingers. And then drawing our knuckles down towards our left heel, we're opening that heart space a little bit here. Lift maybe your chin. And then exhale, let's take a humble warrior. So we're going to hinge from our hips as we fold forward. Our right knee stays nice and strong and bent. Our right shoulder releases down towards our right knee, and your hands can rest on your back or you start to lift them up. Now, this can be challenging in the balance area, so be mindful. If we wobble, that's okay. It's totally fine. Just take a moment here, surrender in this pose. Beautiful strength. And then I want you to slowly press through your feet. As you press, it gives you that rise. So you rise up and release your hands, and let's sweep them once again up into that warrior one. Beautiful. Perfect. Bring our palms together. Exhaling, hands down to our heart space. Slide the left foot to meet the right. Let's flow here. Inhale, hands reach. Exhale, let's fold, surrendering here, letting go. Inhale to that half lift, pressing your palms, lengthening your spine, hips reaching to the back edge. And exhale, let's fold. Rooting into our feet, let's rise up. Our arms go nice and wide, palms together. Exhale, hands down to our heart space. Let's take this on the other side. Send that right foot back. Finding your steady, finding that balance. Spiral the right heel down. So you want it at a 45-degree angle right here. Left knee has a gentle bend and you can adjust it. Hands go to your hips just to get yourself acclimated into this first warrior one on the left. Press the right hip flexor forward and then draw that left femur back into your left hip socket here. And then lifting through the heart space here, we're going to add our arms, reaching our arms up. Our shoulders remain really soft here. Notice if you feel them creeping up by your ears, see if you can slide them down your back. Maybe your chin starts to lift here. Big breath in. Nice. And then exhale. Let's sweep our arms behind us. This time I want you to interlace the opposite finger on top so it will feel different. Our left knee stays nice and bent. Inhale, draw the knuckles down towards your right heel, lifting that chin. Beautiful challenge. And if you need to straighten the left knee for any reason, absolutely. And exhale, let's take a humble warrior on the left. So we're hinging forward, allowing that left shoulder to start to release towards our left knee. And again, we may wobble, that's okay. We may find this side is more accessible, that's okay too. This is always a practice. There's always room to grow. And then slowly, I want you to focus on your feet. So pressing into that left foot, press into the right. We rise back into our warrior one, releasing the bind and both hands reaching up. Beautiful. Bring our palms together, exhaling, hands down to our heart space. Let's slide that right foot up to meet our left. And let's flow from here. Inhale, we reach. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale to our half lift, hands where they support us. And exhale, we fold. Rooting into our feet, we rise up. Beautiful. Exhale, hands down to our heart space. Let's slide that left foot back, coming into the warrior one on our right. So as we arrive here, we're not going to place our hands on our hips. We're just moving right into that warrior one. And on the exhale, we're shifting, we're moving into warrior two. Exhaling, opening into this warrior two, first time on the right. So in warrior two, you want your right knee to kind of track over the right toes. You want a nice gentle bend in that right knee. And you want your left hip to be level. So you don't want it lifting. See if you can release it down, creating a really level pelvic floor right here. And then allowing your shoulders to soften. Let's extend our arms out from our heart space right here. Shoulders soft, gaze over those right fingertips. Taking a moment here, finding our breath. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly rotating both palms towards the sky. We're going to straighten that right knee and take our arms up. So this is triangle prep, if you will. So our hands are reaching all the way up. Our hips haven't shifted. They're just as they are, okay? And then slowly, let's release this right hand. And our left hand is going to come into our heart space. Releasing the right hand, I want you to reach forward as if you're reaching across the room. And you can have a gentle bend in that right knee, but reach, reach, reach. And then slowly release the right hand, maybe to your right shin, maybe even your right thigh. And when you find that steady, let's extend the left arm all the way up. So we're opening, finding that beautiful stretch. And you can deepen this if you'd like. You can reach to the mat. You can place your hand on the block. But I just want you to play around and explore how this feels in your body. Here's where the challenge comes in, my friends. We're going to rotate that left hand towards the short edge of our mat. And maybe today we take our left arm over. Maybe not. Just kind of play around. Allow yourselves a moment to explore. Beautiful. And then slowly, let's focus in on that right foot. It's going to press and allow us to rise back into our warrior two. Rebend and we rise. Perfect. Let's take our reverse warrior right here, rotating the right palm. Inhale, we sweep our right arm up and over. So this is kind of that beautiful stretch on the other side. We just took it where we felt it on the left. Now we're feeling it on the right. Beautiful. Exhale. Let's release the right elbow to our right thigh. And here's where we're going to lift that left arm all the way up towards the sky. Beautiful stretch. Open that heart space. See if you can draw the right rib cage forward a little bit. You're really opening. And then slowly exhale. We're windmilling, left arm down towards the mat. So we're going to start to pivot onto the left toes. Hands go to blocks or the mat. We're in a high lunge right here. Beautiful. Finding that steady. We're going to slide the left foot or step it to our right. Let's inhale to our half lift. And exhale, let's fold. Rooting into our feet, let's rise on up. Arms circle, palms together. Exhale, hands to our heart space. So we're going to repeat this on the left side. So making sure that you have your blocks if you need them. Making sure that you feel okay. Let's move here. Inhale, we reach. We're taking that Surya Namaskar just for a moment. Exhale, we fold. Inhale to our half lift. Exhale, let's fold. Rooting into our feet, let's rise on up. Bring our palms together at the very top. Exhaling, hands to our heart space. Let's slide the right foot back. Setting up for our warrior one. Again, we're not going to place our hands on our hips. We know where to go. Let's inhale, reach our hands up. Beautiful stretch. And exhale, let's open into that warrior two on the left. Again, take a moment, look down at your toes on the left. Notice if the left knee is tracking over your toes. See if you can align that. If you feel like they're rolling in a little bit, come on out of this pose just enough so that you can make sure that your knee is aligned over your toes. Super. And we're just going to allow those arms to reach out from the heart space. So our arms are soft, gaze is over our left fingertips here. Nice. And then slowly, let's start to straighten our left knee. As we do so, our hands rotate or reach all the way up towards the sky. So we're taking that triangle prep pose right here. And then slowly bringing the right hand down to your heart space. And we're going to reach the left hand forward. Reaching it forward allows us to keep the length on both sides of our body here. Reaching until we can't reach any further. And then we start to release the left hand where it may support us. Perhaps your shin, maybe your thigh. It doesn't really matter wherever we are. We're all different, and that's what makes it perfect. And then slowly, let's extend the right arm, if you want, up towards the sky. Now, this can be challenging on this side. Maybe the other side felt like it was okay. This side, maybe not, or perhaps vice versa. It's okay. Draw that left rib cage forward, almost like envision my hand moving it forward just a little bit to open that heart space. And then rotate the right palm to the short edge of your mat. And here's our extra challenge, my friends. We're going to sweep it overhead. Woo! And that may be just too intense, so we back off. Here's where we start to engage that left foot. And as you do so, we're going to press into the left toes, bend the left knee, and return to that warrior two. Shoulders soft, because we want to crunch them up by our ears, keep them soft. Beautiful. Let's reverse our warrior, that peaceful warrior. Rotate the left palm up, sweeping it up and over our left hand reaches. Nice. Oh, it feels glorious. And then exhale. Let's take that extended side angle. Left elbow comes to our left thigh. And then our right hand reaches all the way up. And some people have tricky shoulders, so some like to take it forward and up, and that's perfect. So whatever works for you right here. Perfect. And then slowly we're going to sweep our right hand forward as we start to lower it towards the mat. We're pivoting onto our right toes and we're in that nice high lunge. Everything is engaged. Our core is engaged. Inner thighs squeeze together right here. And then slowly slide the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to that half lift. Exhale, let's fold. Root to rise. Press through your feet. Slowly rise on up. Arms circle nice and wide. Palms together and exhale. Hands down to our heart space. Perfect. We're going to add on just a small bit. I'm going to step up here and grab my timer today. Making sure that we have enough time for all the floor mattress or the floor work here. So let's inhale, arms reach. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale to our half lift. Exhale, let's fold. Let's root to rise. Slowly we rise, palms together, and exhale, hands down to our heart space. Slide the left foot back. Let's arrive in our warrior one, hands reaching up. Exhale, open, warrior two. Rotating both palms, inhale, straighten the right knee, hands reach up, triangle press. Exhale, right hand reaches forward, left hand comes to the heart. Just take a moment here. Beautiful. You may extend the left arm if you so choose. You may reach your left arm overhead. Bending the right knee, let's windmill our arms up and over, warrior two. We rise. Let's take a moment, peaceful warrior, right hand rotates up. Inhale, we sweep it up and over. Exhale, let's come into that extended side angle, right elbow to our right thigh, left hand. You may sweep it in front and up, or just reach it up. Doesn't matter. Beautiful. Let's slowly sweep the left hand forward. As we do so, we're pivoting onto the left toes. We're in that high lunge, finding our blocks, finding those things that support us, and then placing the left hand onto the left block, low, high, medium setting. We're going to inhale, lift that right arm up. Just feeling that nice, easy open twist. Exhale, lowering it down towards the mat. Beautiful. Slowly, let's slide the left foot to meet the right. Inhale to our half lift. Exhale, we fold. Rooting into our feet. We rise up, arms circle nice and wide, palms together. Exhale, hands down to our heart space. Other side. Inhale, we reach. Exhale. We fold. Inhale. Exhale, we fold. Root to rise. Beautiful. Pressing through our feet, we rise, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Slide the right foot back. Let's find our warrior one. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, warrior two. Rotate both palms to the sky. Inhale, straighten left knee, triangle press. Exhale, right hand comes to your heart, left hand reaches forward, releasing to the place that supports you, maybe your block, your shin, your thigh. Inhale, extending up towards the sky, open that heart space. And maybe we sweep the right arm overhead, maybe not. Let's take a moment. We're bending the right knee, rising windmill, open arms to warrior two. It's a lot to say, isn't it? Let's reverse our warrior, that peaceful warrior. Inhale, sweep our left arm up and over. And exhale, let's come into that extended side angle, left elbow to our left thigh. Left shoulder is strong, right arm reaches up. And then slowly sweep your left hand to the, or right hand to the short edge of your mat, pivoting onto our right toes. So we're in that high lunge, hands where they support you. Place the right palm firmly on your block or the mat so that we can inhale, take that open twist right here. Left hand reaches up. Exhale, left hand lowers. Rooting into our left foot, we're going to slide the right foot to meet the left. Inhale to our half lift. And exhale, let's fold. Rooting into our feet, let's rise on up. Palms together at the top. Exhaling, hands down to our heart space. Perfect. Let's practice a little bit of balance here before we make our way down. I know that, let me see if we have time. Let's just come on down to our mat. We've got since I started late, and I apologize again, technology on the first session for me is always a challenge. So I promise to do better. And I hope that you do come back because this is such a great practice for all of you. And it's a really important time to set aside. So let's take a moment here and we're just seated, our feet on the mat, keeping a block nearby because this is a fun little thing that we're going to do. So keep a block or something that you can place between your knees. So maybe a pillow, whatever you choose. And we're just going to slowly lower down to the mat, but I want you to really focus on the core. So draw the belly button in. Our heart stays lifted, so you don't want to round into it, but our heart stays lifted. Draw that belly button in. Squeeze the lower belly area here. We're just going to reach our arms out in front. As we reach them out in front, we're slowly going to lower down to the mat, but I want you to go as slow as me. So try not to get there before me. We're just going to hang slow. Find your breath. Don't hold your breath, because a lot of times we get here and we're like, oh boy, I'm going to hold my breath. So breathe here right with me. Hang in. Let's take another breath. Inhale. Exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly lower down, slowly. Each vertebrae, one at a time. Nice. And here we are coming all the way down. Perfect. Let's take a moment here. Let's just draw our knees into our chest, kind of allowing our spine to connect. Perfect. And then let's release our feet to the mat, extending the right leg up towards the sky here. Let's bend the right knee and place that right ankle onto our left knee. Boy, the sun is bright. And then here is our supine pigeon. You may stay right here and press that right knee away, or perhaps you'd like to deepen the stretch. So, and I invite you to thread the right hand through that little triangle space and interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Now, here is a beautiful way to do this stretch. So slowly, we're going to start to shift our right knee, our left knee, everything shifts to the right, just a smidge. I mean, just a tiny bit. And you'll start to feel a little deeper stretch. Perfect. Let's bring our knees back into the center, lower the left foot, changing sides, extend the right leg up and lower it down. And let's just take it on the other side, lifting the left leg up, bending that left knee, placing the left ankle on the right knee. This is perfect. You may stay right here. Perhaps you want to press the left knee away. That's also a lovely way to stretch. Or perhaps you want to thread through the center, thread the needle, if you will, and interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. So if you're here, or wherever you are, actually, you can start to shift a little bit towards the left, just a smidge, but you'll start to feel a little deeper stretch. Being mindful of how you're feeling, making sure that everything is okay. Spine connected to the mat, shoulders are soft. We're not squeezing, holding any tension right there. Perfect. And then bringing them back into the center, lowering right foot. Let's release this left foot and lower. Finding our block. Here's where we have a little bit of block fun. So we're going to place our block between our knees. And you can lift your knees so they're stacked over your hips, and let's tee our arms out from our shoulders. So from here, we're just slowly going to release our knees to the left. Squeeze the block between your knees to squeeze, squeeze, and lower. And there are people who may want a deeper challenge. You can extend the right leg if you choose to get a little deeper stretch. Our chin stays center. See if your right shoulder can And again, you can extend the left leg if you'd like. You can keep it bent. Engaging our core. Let's bring our knees back in the center. Whew. Removing the block. And just kind of hug your knees into your chest. Maybe placing your hands on your shins. And then from here, Let's take our happy baby. So pressing both soles of your feet to the sky, holding on to the insides or outer edge of your feet, drawing the knees down towards the mat. And then slowly bringing our feet and knees together. And let's wrap our arms around our shins, taking Apanasana. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And we're going to squeeze into that small space. And then exhale, letting everything go. Take up all the space you want or you need, coming into your resting pose of Shavasana. Maybe using blocks under your knees, maybe a weighted blanket across your hips, and rotating your palms up towards the sky so that you can just kind of soak in any positive energy. And then as you're here, let's start that physical scan of our body. Letting go, sinking into our Shavasana. Knowing that all the work that you put out is rewarded right here. Nice smooth breath, full breath in, full breath out. Shavasana is perhaps the most important part of the practice. Allows our bodies to recover. It allows us that reset. Maybe it's a reset of our mind. Maybe it's a reset of feeling. So as we are here, I want you to recall that word, your intention, your sankalpa from the beginning of class. And if it has served you in today's practice, go ahead and leave it right here on the mat. Maybe you want to take it with you off the mat. As you take your next breath, allow this breath to travel to your hands and feet, just bringing that small movement. And then slowly, let's lift our hands up towards the sky and taking our arms overhead. Just feel that nice full body stretch, like the first of the day right here. And slowly walking your feet up towards your hips. Let's draw our knees one more time into the heart space with our arms wrapped around our shins, and we rock side to side, just massaging out your spine. And then slowly release over to the right side. Just taking a moment here. Send up gratitude for our practice and for our bodies allowing us to move the way they do on the mat and in the world that we live in. And then slowly pressing through that left palm, let's rise into our seated upright pose, that Sukhasana, with our eyes still closed or at a soft gaze. Bringing our palms together at heart center in the mudra of Anjali. Let's collectively as a community share a breath, breathing in and breathing out. Lift may we be reminded of kind thoughts of ourselves and of others. And then lowering our thumbs to our lips, may we speak those words meant to encourage and lift others up. And then lowering our thumbs to our heart space. May we always move through our day with the very best of intentions. So thank you for sharing your practice with me. It's an honor to guide you on the mat. I hope that I see you next week, and I hope you all have a magnificent week ahead. Namaste. Thanks for coming. I know there were some technical difficulties, and I pray that we weren't disconnected. I'm going to creep up to the screen and see who is. If you have any comments, go ahead and shoot them out to me, because I really want to know what is on your mind. If there's anything I can do that would make it better for you. And I love requests. So if you have anything that you want to do special, let me know. So let's see. I do see. Thanks for coming, Christine, Lee, Mike. I see you're still here. And I think the rest have all kind of snuck out. So I hope you have a fantastic week. And my goodness, the sun was hot. So take care, folks. Have a great day.